Okay, well now that I got out the last video that I just made about like what I went through and my truth about the oxygen, um I felt immediately like I needed to share other experiences that I had um during this time between the last, the video probably a couple weeks ago or so, and this one. I've been experimenting with food, and I know I talked about that in other videos, but this one's really important. I was trying different institutions, and what I mean by that is like I tend to like gravitate towards the popular stuff that seems to be a part of this institution for a long, long time. And what I'm talking about is like McDonald's. I'm talking about Taco Bell, Burger King, Sonic, Wendy's, Arby's, any of those institutions, right? And I okay, so I would go to that institution and I would buy whatever, and then I would come home and I would eat it, and I would feel this certain feeling. It felt cold. It was like the same feeling I get when I drink anything. I drink anything, like coffee, or I smoke a cigarette. It's the same feeling. It feels like oxygen rolls in. That's the best way I can describe it. And it's like I kept questioning it. I was like, well, like what is it about these institutions that people seem to gravitate towards, and yet we all seem to like freak out about like calories and like having to work it out and all that stuff. And it's like the first thing that comes to my mind is like concentrated oxygen. Like that's the oxygen that comes to the situation to do whatever it does with it and move it through the system, like your system, and and it was like everything that I am doing creates the same oxygen. Because I mean, trees, they produce oxygen, right? And it's like we're trees too, like we're producing oxygen or accepting oxygen. I mean, all of it, honestly. I'm starting to think that everything is I mean, I know I said that in the last video, but I'm starting to realize that no matter what I do, no matter what I eat, no matter what I smoke, if I'm running outside, my body feels the same no matter what. It feels like the same oxygen no matter what I eat. Because I even tried last night, I ate a salad instead of like, something else, and it felt like oxygen. The same feeling, felt like this cold oxygen that came in, and then it was like, it took a little while to warm up my system, but then it felt like warm oxygen. I mean, no matter what, like if I go outside, I feel cold for a moment, but when I just let my skin take it in and like not shiver, I mean, you can shiver if you want to, but like when I didn't shiver, I felt like I was just moving through oxygen, and the oxygen was moving through me. It was like a big realization about this oxygen, is that no matter what you eat, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, the oxygen is going to reach you no matter what. And that was like the biggest truth. Well, I mean, the last video was like the biggest truth I could think of. But I wanted to share this about these institutions, just because I needed to share it. So, yeah, I guess the truth, what I'm trying to say is that I think oxygen is a natural healer. I think that is the ultimate natural healer is the oxygen. That's my first intuition, is that oxygen heals everything. And yeah, that's my first inclination, is the oxygen heals everything. So it's like whatever you put in your system or put out of your system or move around your system in the system, it's oxygen, and it heals no matter what. Like no matter what you're doing, it's gonna heal you no matter what. It's like whenever I get like a cut or something, right? Like, my hands were getting really dehydrated. I don't know if you can actually see it, but it's like when I go outside or I just relax or whatever, like literally my hands just last night were like so bitten up, like from being dehydrated, like, all cracking and stuff like that. But literally like this morning, there's like only a few places where It looks like it needs oxygen. Like literally, just by hydrating, like just by drinking water, or I mean, I feel like oxygen is everywhere no matter what. Like I feel like there's nothing to worry about. Like there's never anything to worry about because the oxygen is going to reach you no matter what. And that's that like cold, like it kind of feels cold at first, you know? But then it's like it's such concentrated oxygen that it like literally heals your system immediately just by trusting it, trusting that cold feeling. Or moving around, or drinking liquids, or eating whatever you want. I feel like it's just concentrated oxygen. So it's like whatever your heart thinks that it needs in one particular moment is like whatever it is, the amount of oxygen, I suppose, that maybe your system needs in that moment. You know? Like there's a reason why cigarettes calm you down or speed you up, you know? There's probably a reason why they were prescribed at one point, like, I don't know, like 40 years ago or whatever. Like, there's probably a reason why that happened. You know, as soon as I smoke a cigarette, it's like I feel my system take in oxygen, and I feel productive, and I feel, you know, it's just interesting. I questioned everything because I was so curious to what the big deal is about all these things that we freak out about. And what I'm finding is that no matter what, it is oxygen. It simply is oxygen. It's the healing element that comes into your system no matter what. Like no matter what, we're all healers. Like literally everything that we do, and we eat, and we smoke, and we breathe, and we sleep, and whatever, it's always going to heal you. Like everything that you do heals you. Like I'm not even sure if there's a such thing as not healing at this point. You know, I kind of feel like the whole reason why we even have volcanoes is like, you know, the earth was like, all right, we're going to, you know, pump this concentrated oxygen into the atmosphere so that, you know, everything can heal. Like anything that seems like it's not healed, it immediately does it itself. Like the earth immediately does it itself. And when I think about cigarettes, I think of like they're like little volcanoes, right? And it's like if your little cell bodies are the same thing as like this large cell body, then it's like we got tiny little volcanoes in our body too. So it's like, you know, you can experience a volcano like a big volcano, or you could experience a mini volcano, and or you can just let your little volcanoes in your body do the same thing. It's like, you know, it amazes me how perfect this whole system is that, you know, these are all experiences at different perceptions, different levels, different anything. That's what I feel like. I feel like we can experience it either way. It's going to happen. Like either way, you've got tiny little volcanoes in your body. You got big volcanoes in the bigger body. You can smoke a cigarette or not. Like either way, the fire reaches you. Either way, the concentrated oxygen is going to reach you, and it's going to heal anything. And, you know, it's like whenever I feel emotional and upset and sad, I cry, but it's almost as if the little volcanoes in my body go to work, and all of that concentrated, you know, oxygen comes up through my body, and then the frequencies, which is like the LED lights in here, it like my eyes can see it. My eyes can see it, and it calms me down immediately. There's something about your own tears and mucus that comes in, and you just swallow it, and it's like, I feel so much calmer in that moment. Like whatever it is about that, it calms me down. It calms us down. It's the oxygen. Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say is don't be afraid about what you choose or the institutions or whatever it is that your heart really, really wants, because I feel like the honest to God truth is that it's oxygen, and it calms you down. And it makes you feel productive, and it, you know, it creates whatever it is that you need in that moment. Yeah, instead of fearing it, because all of these things, right? All of these things in this world, in this planet, you know, it's a reflection of what is inside of your cell bodies. It's already in the system. All of these things are already in the system, in your system. It's a reflection. So to even choose something you know, what you like and what you don't like, you know, of course, it's whatever you like, you know. But I feel like I think that's the whole point in like not judging and not rejecting anything is because it's already in your institution. But there are choices here so that you can decide, so that you can enjoy whatever it is you want to enjoy. If it's something that you like over and over and over again, then enjoy that. If it's something new that you want, then enjoy that too. But either way, I feel like it comes down to concentrated oxygen. And I think that's very interesting. Because when I think about concentrated oxygen and concentrated systems, I always think about Egypt. I think about, you know, just the way they look and their concentrated colors. And those are the frequencies that I see when I cry and my eyes tear up. Or the same thing with the cold, right? That reminds me of concentrated oxygen as well because, you know, it's real, real cold and you're like, you get like that tingly feeling in your nose and it's like it glazes over your eyes. Like, I feel like any way you slice the cake, man, concentrated oxygen. It's here for a reason. And I think the whole point is like to like accept it and don't fear it because that's the I feel like that's the truth. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just saying this is what I think. Okay, that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching.